This is another Superman Silver Age newspaper dailies. And this story is The Super Crybaby of Metropolis. This was originally from Lois Lane number 10, produced by Robert Bernstein and Kurt Schaffenberger in July 1959. This one is done by Jerry Siegel and Kurt Swan and ran from April 7th, 1960 to May 26th, 1960. Although I own the original story, it's in the showcase, which means it's black and white, and I haven't been doing any videos of the black and white stories. The reason I do these black and white stories is because that's how they originally were. They were always black and white. So I'll have to go back and reread that one, but I like this one. An unpleasant nightmare disturbs the slumber of Lois early one morning. Good heavens, I've ruined the generator. Why didn't I obey Superman's warning? I knew it. You tampered with something. You're impossible, Lois. You're too impetuous, too curious to be trusted. Your curiosity makes you a menace to yourself and to others. I've lost my faith in you. This is goodbye. No, Superman, please give me another chance. Don't leave me. It never happened. It was all a dream. Gosh, I'm glad. If Superman ever walked out on me, I'd die. Better knock wood, Lois. What a ghastly nightmare. I disobeyed a warning from Superman not to be impulsively curious, and he walked out on me. Thank heavens it didn't happen in real life. Come to think of it, Superman hasn't dated me recently. Golly, some new wrinkles in my brow. Maybe that's why he's lost interest in me. I'm no longer attractive to him. I'm getting old. That's why Superman stays away from my door. Gosh, if there were only some way to shed a few years, get rid of these wrinkles. Careful, Lois. Remember that old proverb, be careful what you wish for. It might come true. As Lois reports to work at the Daily Planet, I wonder if Superman is avoiding me because I'm losing my looks. I noticed some new wrinkles in my mirror this morning. The boss wants to see you, Lois. Later, as Clark Kent and Lois arrive at a research laboratory to cover a story. You mean Superman's going to be here later? How wonderful, Clark. It's been weeks since I've seen him. Poor Lois. She sees me every day, never dreaming she's looking at Superman's secret identity. Presently, as Clark slips off to a secluded corridor and switches to Superman, I told Lois I was going to look over the whole building. I sure hope she doesn't get too curious about Professor Lockhart's new invention. Her inquisitiveness often gets her into hot water. Well, she is a reporter. Superman. Hi, Lois. Have you seen Clark? We came here to cover a story about Professor Lockhart's new inventions. But Clark has wandered off to look over the building. Let him. If the story's big, you will have the scoop. It is big. Come, I will show you my youth ray. You have invented a youth ray? But that's impossible. Think so? Watch the chicken in the control booth. As I turn the rheostat, the youth rays strike the hen. I sure could use that youth ray if it works. It does work. Do you still doubt that I have created a youth ray, Mr. Lane? I can't dispute the evidence of my own eyes. This chick was a hen moments ago. What a story. Come, Superman, I'll show you another of my inventions in Laboratory D. Okay, Professor. No, wait a moment. I just thought of something. Lois, I'm going to Laboratory D with the professor to see another of his inventions. Yes. Well, I'm gone. Don't get curious about anything or tamper with any apparatus. Me? Of course not. She crosses her fingers behind her back. Funny how Superman warned me not to tamper with any apparatus just as he did in my nightmare. I can't resist. Though I promised Superman not to fool with this machine, I'll use only a little of its power, just enough to remove a few of my facial wrinkles. Every man, even Superman, appreciates a fresh girlish appearance. Drat, these youth rays don't seem to affect me at all. That's what you think, Lois. I can't understand it. The youth ray didn't affect me at all. Uh-oh, I can hear Superman returning with the professor. I'll turn off the rays and hide. If Superman ever learns I disobeyed him and tampered with the youth ray machine, he'll be furious. He must never know. To return to my youth ray, Superman, observe that this chick has now retrogressed into an egg. Eventually it will disappear entirely into nothingness. It's not really a youth ray, it's more of a death ray. Astounding! Your youth ray turned the hen into a chick, and now the chick has become an egg. Is there an antidote? The only way to reverse my youth ray is for the subject of the experiment to be exposed to a terrific dose of X-rays. But no known instrument can transmit such great X-ray power except your X-ray vision. Superman, try it on this egg and see. 1 moment later. I was right, Superman. Your X-ray vision changed the egg back into a chicken. Of course, I don't know the effect my ray will have on people. I've never experimented on humans. I could tell him, no effect. I'm totally unchanged. That evening, as Lois prepares for bed, the professor's youth raid made an interesting newspaper story, but it was a flop as far as I'm concerned. I gave myself a mild dose of the ray unknown to the professor and Superman, but not one wrinkle was removed. Oh well, maybe it's better this way. I have nothing to worry about. Superman will never know I disobeyed him and experimented with the professor's ray. Nothing to worry about. We'll see. A typical night in Metropolis. Throughout the city, millions slumber, including Daily Planet reporter Lois Lane, who has disregarded Superman's admonition not to tamper with the youth ray. Comes the dawn. Goodness gracious, what happened to me? I've become a teenager. Heavens, I've changed overnight. That youth ray did work. I've become younger, too much younger. I'm not more than 16 years old. A regular teenager, but I must not panic. All I have to do is get Superman to project his X-ray vision at me. That's the antidote that will make me become my right age again. Okay, as the father of 2 daughters, I can tell you that by 16, you're probably done growing, so I don't think her clothes would be all big and floppy. Jeepers, I just remembered. I can't ask Superman to turn his X-ray vision on me, or he will be sore as a boil because I disobeyed his warning not to tamper with the youth ray. What'll I do? I've got it. I'll trick Superman into using his X-ray vision on me without his knowing. I'm Lois Lane, so I'll be changed back to an adult again. That way Superman won't know I disobeyed him and got into this fix. I obviously can't report to work like this. I'll phone Perry and tell him I have to visit a sick aunt. Then I'll get busy and think of a scheme to trick Superman. You can't come to office today, Lois, because you must visit your sick aunt? Too bad. I wish I could see both ends of that conversation. Like, I imagine Lois calls up and says, Perry, I can't come in today. I have to visit a sick aunt. And he says, you can't come into the office today, Lois, because you must visit your sick aunt. Sorry. One look at me and Perry would have known Professor Lockhart's youth ray has changed me into a 16-year-old teenager. The professor said that Superman's X-ray vision can reverse the effects of the ray. Let's see, the planets lists Superman's daily schedule of activities. Superman's due to attend a teenage charity dance this afternoon. I'm getting idea. I'm not sure if it's a good idea for Superman to just release his daily schedule, particularly with kryptonite existing. I'm not sure if it existed then, actually. This is where they're holding the teenage charity dance at which Superman is to appear. Though Superman is looking right at me, he doesn't recognize me because Professor Lockhart's youth ray changed me into a teenager. I'll perform any stunts within reason that you request. Be a one-man band. Somehow I've got to get Superman to use his X-ray vision on me without this knowledge. It's the only way I can change back into an adult again. Look, I asked Superman to be a one-man band, so he's using his super speed to play all the instruments at once. Go, Superman, go. My chance will come when this dance ends and he's ready to perform another requested super stunt. I must be clever so Superman will never discover the jam I'm in. He'd be through with me if he learned I fooled around with that youth ray. The jar of jelly beans, that's what will save me. And now that I've been a one-man band, is there any other super stunt anyone would like me to perform? Yes, in 10 seconds, tell me how many jelly beans are in this jar. Certainly. Superman will have to use his X-ray vision to count the beans. After the rays hit my body, I'll leave, and a minute later I'll be restored to my normal age. Think Superman's that sloppy? When Superman uses his X-ray vision to count the beans, in 10 seconds, the rays striking my body will soon restore me to my correct age. Give me 1 bean, and the jar, young lady. I'll use super mathematics. 1 bean weighs 1/20th of an ounce. The jar weighs 12 pounds. Jeez. What is it made of? Lead? Allowing 2 pounds for the jar. That makes 20 times 15 times 10, or 3,200 beans. Next request, please. There is no way there's 3,200. Yipes. He didn't need X-ray vision to count them. I failed to trick Superman into shining his X-ray vision on me. I've got to go home and think. Taxi, am I going crazy? I could have sworn a teenage kid got into my cab, but you're no more than 12 years old. I'd better rush upstairs and look into a mirror quick. Ye gods, it's true. The youthening process is picking up speed. If I don't intercept Superman's X-ray soon, I'll melt down to gasp, nothingness. I like this story. It's fun. It's really sweet.